今日は25年の7月の16日なんですけれども、アメリカのオハイオ州に来ています。全米のギャンブル問題のですね、対策の協議会があります。そこの年次総会がですね、年に1回、各町ですね、点々としてこうやってるんですけれども、今回はオハイオ州で行われているということですね。そこでお会いしたのがですね、ネバダ州の、協議会のですね、前のですね、専務理事をされていたテッドさんですね。テッドさんとはですね、私が初めて、この協議会のですね、大会に参加したのが2014年なんですけれども、その2014年のタイミングでテッドさんも初めて参加されたというところでお会いして、そこからのですね、お付き合いをしているんですけれども、ちょっとテッドさんにですね、いろいろとネバダ州のことであったりとか、様々ですね、インタビューをしていきたいと思っております。では、テッドさんよろしくお願いいたします。はい、では、まず1問目なんですけれども、テッドさんはですね、つい最近までネバダ州の、州の協議会のですね、専務理事をされていたんですけれども、この州の協議会が全米のね、大会に参加することのですね、意義というところをちょっと教えていただきたいんですけれども。
Yes, so the Nevada Council on Problem Gambling, like other state councils, is an affiliate of the National Council on Problem Gambling, which puts on this conference each year. And as an affiliate of the council, we have the same principles, neutrality about legalized gambling. We take no position for or against it, but we have common missions, which is within our state, we strive to provide public education, public awareness, connect people to treatment, help workforce development in the state. And having a national organization that brings us all together once each year to share ideas and also hear about the latest research or public awareness campaigns that other states are doing so that we can learn what are some of the best methods to reach people about this issue and help them know where to go if they're in trouble.
非常に長年ですね、この全米大会というところで各州のね、取り組みというところが知見が、アイディアが集積されている場だなっていうふうに我々も参加していて感じるんですけれど、そこに本当に、当事者の人で、もちろんさっきねおっしゃっていただいたように、先生、医療関係者ですね、学者の先生たちとかですね、あとは、ギャンブルのプロバイダーのね方たち、本当に様々な方たちが一緒になってこの会を作ってるなと、これは非常に理想的だなって、これを日本で実現できたらいいなってね常々思ってるんですけれども、とはいえ日本だと縦割りがねあったりとか、あとはそもそもギャンブルに対して中立的というよりはやっぱり感情的に必要とか不必要だとかですね、好き嫌いっていうところがどうしても入り込んでしまってなかなかつながりが作れない。テッドさんに聞きたいのはですね、連携をしていくこのポイントというのをちょっと教えていただきたいんですけれどもね。
It's a great question. I think collaboration is very, very important among all the entities because I think everyone recognizes that gambling can cause harm, not only to the individual who may develop an addiction, but that individual can affect their family, their business, their community, even their nation, depending on their position, right? If they are highly placed. So I think it's in everyone's best interest to develop information and treatment about this illness to reduce the potential for harm. And that's also in the best interest of the industry, too. They don't want to have somebody develop an addiction and cause harm in the community. I'm often fond, when I talk to my industry partners, if somebody had prevented my harm much earlier, maybe I would still even be a loyal customer today if I didn't cause the harm in my life, if I'd learned it was becoming an addiction. So I think it's up to all of us, government, the industry, treatment providers, advocates, to develop these solutions together to have a healthier society and community and a sustainable industry. Because if there's more people like me, it means there's less business in the future for the industry because my family doesn't gamble anymore at all because of the harm I caused them. So I think we all need to work on this together. And I'd like to say a few more things about the issue. I think it's because it is a potential public health issue. It's incumbent on the government to provide funding for this area, not only for education, but for treatment. It's incumbent on the industry to also provide funding and awareness because they're producing a product that can be addictive to some people. And it's incumbent on individuals who choose to gamble to learn what are the principles I need to adopt to keep my own gambling healthy, which should start at as young an age as possible, even much younger than is legal to gamble. 10 years old is not too soon to start learning that this is an addictive thing. Alcohol can be addictive, certain drugs can be addictive, gambling, video games can be addictive, and there are healthy behaviors around all of those things. They should learn about them all at the same time. And of course, it's up to government to provide the regulations, to hold industry accountable for responsible gambling principles, to hold industry responsible. And that's not something, if you have illegal forms of gambling, people will gamble. It's in human nature, right? Throughout history and prehistory, we know this. You have illegal gambling in Japan that's happening right now. And there's no help for those people who are developing a problem. They may not even know they have a problem until it's too late. They may not know there are places to go. But with legal forms of gambling, you can require the operators to distribute that information, to educate people, to let people know how to get help. So that's why it's important also.
ね、そうですよね。実際にギャンブルという存在自体はあるんだっていうところを踏まえて、例えば行政であったり、もちろんギャンブルの事業者であったり、そして我々もですね、それぞれの人たち、それぞれが、ギャンブルに向き合っていく、レスポンシブルギャンブリング、レスポンシブルゲーミングのね、話なのかなって思っているんですけれども、さあ、テッドさんと初めて会った時からですね、10年前からもうギャンブルの様相自体がもうすごく大きくね、変わっていきました。今もうオンラインですよね。で、先ほどテッドさんがおっしゃったように、オンラインの中でもやっぱり、日本の中で今非合法なものがですね、オンラインのカジノなんですけれども、社会問題に日本の中でなっているわけなんですけれども、一方でアメリカではですね、州によってはなんですけれども、合法なところもあると。じゃあその合法なところもある、違法なところもある。ただ依存症対策というのはやっぱりきちっとやっていかなければいけないということで、テッドさんの知る中でこのオンラインカジノのですね、依存症対策というのをちょっと教えていただきたいんですけれども。
Yes, so a lot of people see the widespread legalization of sports betting as a precursor to online casinos also. And most states, of course, now allow online gambling with apps on sports betting. And there are 6 or 7 states that have an online casino type gambling now. Nevada is one, but only poker right now. There's no actual casino type games. And it's thought that these types of games are particularly addictive because you can do them in isolation. You can do them when people don't know you're gambling. You don't have to go anywhere. You can be by yourself. You can gamble 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it carries lots of risk factors, of course, for having a problem. In spite of the fact that online gambling is legal now in many, many states in the United States, I think the United States is also still the biggest consumer of illegal online sites in the world, both sports betting and casino-style gambling. There are multiple problems. One is that many people don't know they're using an illegal app. That may not be true in Japan because everyone probably knows it's not legal. You don't have legal apps yet. But it's very difficult sometimes for the average person to know, oh, is this something that's legal in my state? Because they see the ad on their phone and they say, oh, I know gambling's legal in my state, so it must be legal. Otherwise, wouldn't they block the software or something? It's very difficult to do, of course, and enforce from a regulatory standpoint. But the difference between the regulated apps and illegal apps is that the regulated apps will always have access to information on how to get help. They will have depending on the state, they will have responsible gambling tools that allow you to set limits, to track your own spending. In Nevada, we require a self-exclusion process to be available for anyone using an online sports betting app, for example, in Nevada. So again, it's the regulation of the legal that makes it much safer. So I hope that in Japan, if it does become illegal, that will help some of the problem. But we also know that legalizing online gambling in the United States didn't get rid of illegal gambling. In fact, everything went up. There's a saying in English, a rising tide raises all ships, including pirate ships in this case. Yeah. So, and of course, for people who are struggling, there's bet blocking software, Bet Blocker or Gamban, for example, which also may be good prevention measures for people who haven't even started gambling. Children, for example, there's no reason for them to have those apps on their phone. You can install bet blocking software so that they don't start to become engaged at an early age, for example.
ね、日本の中でもですね、今は広告規制が行われていこうと。で、ブロッキングについてもですね、これから議論がなされるということでですね、やっぱりこれが非常に効果があるんだということがですね、テッドさんの話からも分かってきました。なるほど。波が高くなっていくと、もう、合法なものも非合法なものも全部現れていくっていうところって、これは、なんていうかな、日本はどうしても見ないとか触れさせないとかね、結構アンタッチャブルな感じでどうしてもギャンブル扱いがちなんだけど、ちゃんとそこと向き合っていくっていうことによって、良くないものもちゃんと明らかになっていくってね、これすごく大事な考え方かもしれないですよね。最後の質問なんですけれども、テッドさんはですね、もうバックグラウンド背景として一つとして、ご自身も依存症の経験を持たれているということなんです。そこから抜け出した経験を持っているんですけれども、そういった経験のあるもの、私もそのうちの一人なんですけど、そういったものがこういう協議会に参画するということの意義っていうのをね、最後は教えていただきたいんですけれども。
So with any type of addiction, I think there is a level of stigma and difficulty talking about it. Often a feeling, especially with gambling addiction, feeling very alone in what you're experiencing it. You think maybe nobody can understand possibly what I'm going through. And I think it prevents many people from getting treatment for something, even when they recognize they have a problem. They think, oh, I can control it again. I can get back to that time when it was just fun. And so I think for someone like me, very early in my recovery, I recognized that there weren't very many public faces discussing this particular addiction in the way that we, in the US at least, we already had people talking about alcohol or drugs, even past presidents of this country saying, I struggled with this for a while, here's how I got help. And so I decided I'm going to try to be a public face, and it didn't really impact my life negatively. In fact, it opened many other doors for me. And so for me to be able to share my story, and that's what my title is today, Director of Storytelling. I love the title. To share my story and help others learn how to share their stories reduces the stigma, the perception of this illness, and that people are alone, and helps them move on to a better place, or help others in their lives move on to a better place sooner. And for me personally, it helps me maintain my own recovery. And when I'm helping other people and sharing a simple story that may help them save their own lives, it's a very good feeling. Even if I may not find out that I helped them till many years from now, I still hear stories from conversations I had with someone. I think those of us in the helping professions recognize this. It gives us a purpose in our lives.
いいですね。ディレクター・オブ・ストーリーテリングですね。かっこいい名前だな。本当に希望を与える、希望を分かち合っていくってね、生き直しをしていくことはできるんだっていうことを、当事者の方たちのみならず地域であったりとか、本当に広くね、テッドさんのその経験っていうのが分かち合われていくってことはすごく素晴らしいことだなと思っていて、僕も 後を追っかける一人としてですね、そういうことができたらいいなというふうにいつも思っているところであります。テッドさんはですね、さらに、いろんなですね、夢、希望を持ってですね、今歩まれているのでですね、どうかお体を大事にしてですね、これから歩んでいただければと思っています。
I will do this as long as my body and my mind allow me to do it. I will continue to do it.
貴重なお話を伺いました。テッドさんありがとうございました。テッドさん、Thank you so much.
Thank you.